This is the first of our Wednesday webinar series featuring Cassandra with Orbus. Orbus is one of our strategic suppliers that is a new program we're introducing. These are suppliers, as we've been saying, all of the suppliers who are part of PromoEQP are here because you've asked for them. You, the distributors, asked for them to be here. Our strategic suppliers are asking for you. They're the ones who want to be here for you as well. So they're, in many cases, offering additional benefits, additional abilities, additional points of contact. And we're going to be doing this Wednesday webinar series as a way to get in front of everyone even more and find out a little bit what these folks are about. And today we have Cassandra from Orbus. Cassandra, thank you so much. Take it away.
Thank you, Ian. Yeah, we're very excited to be a strategic partner with you all. And really, today I'm here to really bring to light, a little bit more to Orbus than most people think of when they think of us. So I hope to kind of bring some knowledge in and also get you in the way of what I like to call the Orbus way of thinking. I understand that a lot of PromoEQP members, their business might be, primarily promotional products, hard goods, apparel, and displays is just a whole other crazy world. So I understand that. I used to be a distributor for a little bit. And then I've been with Orbus for almost 15 years now. So I do see both sides of things. And I do understand it does take a little bit more to kind of understand our product line. So I'm hoping to sort of bring that to you today. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. Ian, are we good? Everyone can see. So these are all of our child brands. So you'll see those on our website. This, again, just showing our capabilities, and I'll dive into each of these. I like to just show off some pictures. So essentially, maybe I'll just use my mouse here. Orbus has been known for exhibits, right? So your back walls, your banner stands, your table throws, that's us. And then we have, and I apologize, there's some images behind here because I have some fly-ups of image. So anyway, the retail side of things, it comes from one of our child brands called SEG. They're very good at custom displays and exhibits. So that's something that they do very well. We took their capabilities and their know-how and we made this nice off-the-shelf line called Modify and Blaze. There is an image behind it. I apologize. I can always send out maybe a slide deck later so you guys can see everything. And then interiors, this is a capability that we now have where we're printing out about these 1/4-inch thick fabric panels. And I can share more images with you, but we can print essentially what you're seeing in this bottom image is this wood grain ceiling. So that is not wood. That is printed, a wood grain print on these 1/4-inch thick fabric panels. And they're sound dampening panels. They're made from about 60% recycled water bottles, so fairly eco-friendly there. And there's just a plethora of things that you can do. There is actually a pretty cool image behind here. I guess I can't really show it, but there's a lot you can do. And maybe I can just share more images with you all later, but some pretty neat stuff that we're doing custom. So thinking interiors, right, for your clients, and then thinking retail. So Orbus is not just right here outside of Chicago, Illinois, but we also have another location in Las Vegas, Nevada, about 20 minutes off the Strip. If you feel like taking a little trip to Vegas and you want a facility tour, call us up. We'll make sure we get that for you. We also have a location in Canada, which is really great right now. If you have clients that are working events up in Canada, or you have customers up in that way, or you want to expand your business that way, you can order all the same items, banner stands, table throws, our back walls. It's all the same products, just produced in our Canada facility, which is nice. And then our newer companies that we acquired, SCG and FI, that are doing that really unique custom work for retail and interiors. We built them a 225,000 square foot building in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they're just punching out some really impressive work out of there. So just some really exciting things that we have kind of coming down the pipeline. Orbus is a lot more, like I said, we're a lot more than meets the eye. So if you were to come to our Illinois facility, you'll see a full metal shop, wood shop. We're bending and cutting tubing. We're thermoforming countertops. We are now the backlighting gurus. So If you've seen light boxes from us before, just know that we do that 10 times better now because of these companies we've acquired who are the light box gurus. They do a lot of the light boxes that are in Five Below stores, and also they've done the Target ring lights before. So we took their capabilities, their know-how, their manpower, and we made our off-the-shelf version that's called Blaze. Blaze are these really great light boxes that are made to be put in retail settings. So though you can order a light box from Orbus, and you've been able to order light boxes from us for years, they were really only for like display purposes, right? Being in a trade show or an event. To have a light box in a retail setting is a whole other ball of wax. Lights have to be UL certified. Frames have to be ADA compliant. So instead of having to worry about that, if the opportunity comes up for you, you can always just reach out to us and know that we have your back on all those certifications, which is really exciting. Moving on, I love this next slide here. This is showing our printing capabilities. So that top right video there is showing our print room here in Illinois. It's pretty amazing. It's running pretty much 24/6 right now in our busy seasons. We're printing up to 38,000 square feet of graphic material per hour, which is really, or per day, which is really amazing. And then we have that bottom right corner, if you see, is a huge table. It's a laser cutter, and that's how we're cutting all of our fabric graphics right now. A lot of people hot knife them. They're done by hand. These are, cutting out a 20-foot backwall graphic in seconds. It's really unique. And a fun fact for you, these machines were originally made to cut sailboat sails. So Orbus is the first company to use them to print out or to cut out large format graphics, which is kind of exciting. We're always, reinventing the wheel at Orbus. So, and then just kind of going into some product solutions, right? I'm not going to go over all the products, in detail, but these are the categories and probably what you know us most for, right? Back wall displays, tabletops, banner stands, outdoor flags, things like that. But I want to direct your attention to this last column, which is wayfinding. So I'm going to talk about this, but I like to bring it up because I lovingly refer to, it's called SignPro Systems, this line here. And I lovingly refer to it as the redheaded stepchild of Orbus because we've had it for a long time. It doesn't get a lot of attention, and it's pretty amazing if you get to know it. When I was a distributor, I actually sold quite a bit of wayfinding solutions to my customers. And it's a great add-on. It's a great service that you can say that you provide. And I will talk to it a little bit more in a minute or two. But just to kind of know, again, getting your mind into the Orbus way of thinking, there's many applications. It's not just trade shows. And I want to get us out of that corner of thinking, well, Orbus is trade shows, or I don't have clients that go to trade shows, or da-da-da-da-da. But it's retail, even if it is a banner stand. And I'll show you this next case study here. This is a company that had worked with a flooring company that doesn't typically order any signage, but they wanted to showcase this new flooring in all of their locations. And they ended up turning into like a $4,000 banner stand order, which is pretty neat. Or 4,000 banner stand order. So, just because the client doesn't typically order, displays doesn't mean that the opportunity might not arise. So kind of neat there. And then also, as we're getting into summertime, there is our outdoor displays that we can do. So, it's all kinds of, events, festivals, all those markets that we're seeing right now. Just know that we do all of that at a really great price point. And then kind of some fun, custom, unique stuff, right? So we've done some really great custom pieces for, this was a NBA stadium there, or arena. So this is just our formula tubing, so aluminum tubing with a pillowcase graphic. It's kind of neat and custom. And these are custom. This is the custom hanging structure we did for a client who worked with Sunbelt. So those blades are actually real rotating blades. And then we did a 10-foot Rust-Oleum can, which is kind of neat for Rust-Oleum. Just some custom walls. I love this next project that we did. These are almost 20-foot tall letters that we did, again, out of our aluminum tubing and a pillowcase graphic. So really unique things. And it may not be what you're targeting, but my suggestion to you is just keep your ears out, right? If your client says, hey, I need some promo items for a conference, ask more questions. Well, do you need any signage for the conference? What are your needs to get everything done for this conference or for this event? And I guarantee you signage and displays and all that is going to come up. So the opportunity is 100% there. And then we have Blaze, which is the light boxes that we can make for you in a retail setting. We can do these custom. And then they come in wall mounted, freestanding, and hanging. So lots of options there. But one thing I'm really excited about is Modify. So this is the retail line, and I'll just skip ahead to this slide that's much more interesting. So this is our retail fixtures that we're producing here in Illinois. The graphics are fabric, which is really unique. So they're fabric with SEG finishing. If you guys don't know what SEG is, it's silicone edge graphic. So just a push fit, it's like a gasketing, kind of like a plasticky gasketing that fits, that gets push fit into the channel of a frame. So if you're working retail, and I used to work retail for quite a long time in my 20s, changing out graphics for fixtures is something you do often, and having them be fabric where you can just peel them off or push them through, and it's very easy to change out. It'd be a slam dunk win for any customers that you're currently working with who are in the retail setting. And it's also a nice talking point for any customers that you're talking to where you're pitching this product as something new. But think of your university bookstores, your hospital gift shops. It doesn't always have to be like a clothing retail type place. So keep your ears out and just see if the opportunity is there. Just know that you can offer it to your customers, which is nice. And then we have single-sided, double-sided, gondola, four-sided, which is really exciting. And then also, speaking of interiors and the SEG graphics, we have these frames that we can do custom. And I'll just kind of skip right to the pictures because I'm a picture person, right? So these are all frames that we can custom make for you because we have the extrusion and giant stock lengths in our Illinois facility. And we can custom cut them down. They can be wall mounted, they can be backlit or non-backlit. And then we're printing a fabric graphic with the SEG finishing. So really easy to change out, but a great way to spruce up an office, a break room, a warehouse. We're actually going to be producing a bunch of these for our own warehouse, but we have huge walls, really long hallways, and walls that we've done custom graphics. So when you're thinking wall graphics, we always think of adhesive vinyl, but fabric is a really great way to accomplish that with very minimal damage to the wall and easy to change out the graphics. So that's also a win. And then we'll kind of just breeze through. Keeping on with interiors is our Sign Pro systems. This is the line I said, redheaded stepchild of Orbus. I absolutely love it. These are directional wayfinding signs, and we make these in-house in Illinois. So, if you need custom sizes, different, if you're looking at this piece on the back wall, the reception counter, there's 2 columns. If you need it to be 3 columns, we could do that, right? There are a plethora of sizes, and we have our own specific catalog for this line. But this is great because all of your customers have offices, they have warehouses, there is a need for interior wayfinding signs. Maybe I'll give you an example. When I was a distributor, my best customer was my dentist. And I pitched her this and she's like, oh, this is perfect, because she wanted something that said exam room 1, exam room 2, Dr. Berchinsky's office, Dr. Patel's office. And I had all that done for her. It's kind of a one-off job, but it's some nice extra money. And it's great that your customers know that they can come to you for interiors for their own business or their own offices. So that's kind of a slam dunk win there. And then here's some really great field photos. You can see just this is actually from our Orbus facility, the canteen, which is like our lunchroom, washrooms, exit. Here's just some directional signage showing, hey, this way is this procurement office, this way is the warehouse. Here, this was a yogurt shop, and they had their menu. They used our signs to show which yogurts they were featuring that month. And they're really easy to change out the graphics. You could literally print a paper copy of something, put it in there, and then there's a clear plastic lens that fits right over it. So they were constantly changing out the menus. It was great because it was easy to change out. And then just put some permanent fixtures, showing like a bathroom sign, that, projecting signs, things like that. So just keep this in mind. It's a really great add-on for your customers. And then just diving into custom exhibits a little bit. So, this is a big matzo ball, right? Like this is a lot. But I will tell you, we do a lot of hand holding if this opportunity ever comes your way. And the reason I bring it up is, and I'm not going to go into everything custom, just know that we can do really cool stuff. If it comes your way, more than likely we'll figure out a way to do it. But I bring that up to take you to this next slide, which looks like the most boring, but is really the most exciting to me. And that's when you dive into, custom displays, wayfinding signage, all these unique structures, your competition goes way down and your profit goes way up. Because right now you could get into a price war if you're just saying, hey, I do banner stands and table throws and outdoor flags. Because everyone right now does banner stands, table throws, and outdoor flags. I'm seeing some promotional product suppliers right now that have never even touched banner stands that are now offering it. And it's inexpensive. Your customers could Google the price of a table throw right now and probably find it on Amazon or some Etsy shop, right? So you're going to get into a price war. And Orbus is competitive, so you can always come to us. I don't want to refrain you from coming to us for these products. We're here for you. We're at a really good price point. But I will tell you, when you start offering these custom displays, interiors, retail fixtures, things that no one else is doing, things that your customers can't necessarily Google, again, your profit's going to go way up. You're going to make that money, right? We're talking new car money. We're talking family vacation money. So this is the stuff that gets me excited. And this is the bread and butter of Orbus. This is what we do really, really well. So keep us in mind when these things come up. New products. We have some really exciting new stuff. We do try to come out with new things every year. And sometimes it's like a variation of something we already have, but this is really, really cool. The first one is the Catch Light. So this is a mini banner stand, about 8.5 by 11, and that is backlit. The whole thing just glows. It's amazing. We can do it single-sided or double-sided. And then we have the fold away counter. So that's a fabric graphic, and it literally collapses down to like a few inches tall. It's amazing. And then there's a hydraulic system in there. So you just kind of push on the top and then the whole thing expands up slowly. And we print a nice fabric graphic with that, which is really great. And then next up is our Synergy. Synergy is going to be our eco banner stand. It's going to be like $60 and some change for you out the door, like hardware, full color printed graphic, which is nice. And then we have our Formulit backlit cubes. These are great for displays. No, they're not for sitting. It's display purposes only. I say that because we get asked that a lot. But these are really great, like add-on for an event or even a lobby area, things like that. And then we have the Vector Fast Frame. This is, again, a collapsible backlit frame system. They're about the size of a banner stand. The non-backlit ones actually magnet together. So you can really have something that's easy to put up, that's like a banner stand size, and then order 3 of them and have yourself a nice back wall. And they all fit in this really nice padded carry bag. I've set this thing up several times already this year. It's really great. It really, really is, and extremely easy. And then last but not least, we're doing dimensional letters and channel letters. This is something that Orbus has always been able to do, but it's been very custom for us. Since we've taken on some of these other companies that have been doing this a long time, we can now kind of punch it out a lot easier, more of like a plug and play system for us. So if you have the request for these backlit letters or channel letters, please call us. This is perfect for behind a reception counter, right? In a lobby room, waiting room, your hospitals, your schools, churches, all that good stuff. So keep us in mind for all of that. That would be easy ordering from us. And then just quick moving into some credentials, you know that Orbus, we really have quite a bit for you. We're ISO certified. If you guys don't know what that is, it just means we care a lot about the environment. There's aggressive steps that we take out in our warehouse. We're lean certified. We're G7. That means we've mastered the grayscale across all of our printers, whether we're printing on fabric, we're printing on rigid substrates. It's a pretty difficult qualification to get, and we've had it for over 10 years. And then all of our lights are UL certified. So that's something that's nice, that's backing you. Here's some brands we've empowered. I really use this slide, though, to talk about something else in addition to our certifications, and that's at Orbus is McDonald's certified. If you don't know what that is, it's a very high certification for manufacturing. So we've passed that, and we also maintain that year over year. We're also Disney certified, which is another high qualification in print. It means it's like color vibrancy and color consistency in output. And we constantly maintain that for clients who work with Disney. And then we have some products that are U.S. Army certified. So if any of you get into those bids for the government, there's a lot of qualifications. I've worked some myself from the supplier side and the distributor side. I understand that undertaking, but a lot of times they run through a plethora of things that have to be required before they buy any products. And Orbus has a few items. One is our Orient banner stand that is already Army certified. So it has met all the requirements. If the government or the Army wanted to purchase one for recruiting events and things like that that do come up, Orbus is already we have those products already on their list, which is exciting. And then last but not least is just some marketing tools. So I'm not going to go through all of this. Our website is amazing. There is a lot I could actually sit here and talk to you about our website. First and foremost, your EQP pricing will be locked and loaded in there. So when you log in, you'll always see your discounted pricing, which is nice. You can place orders online, which is also very nice. Not to get into the whole tariff thing, but Orbus, if you didn't see our email, we will be increasing our prices as of next week. However, if you place your orders online, there are several products that will be what I would call maybe like tariff free. So if you order the hardware and the graphic, you'll be avoiding some of those costs, which I think is nice. So ordering online is just always going to be great for you, right? Easy to do. But one thing I want to call out, and I can send it out if you'd like, is we have a USA trade show calendar on our website. This is a complete and total free leads list for you all. So at any given time, you can check the USA trade show calendar, and it will show you every single trade show that is happening in the United States at any given time. You can narrow the search down by state, the state you live in. You can narrow the search down by date. If you want to look at shows that are happening maybe in November or December to give yourself some time to plan and reach out. And you can also search by industry. So if you want to target maybe folks in the medical industry, you can literally look up all the trade shows that are happening for those folks in the medical industry. It will show you, bring up all those websites. You click on the site, and any trade show site will have a button or a category that just shows you all the exhibiting suppliers. You click there. A lot of times it gives you their name, phone number, address, and you can just use LinkedIn, Google it, see who the main players are, who you want to talk to, like the marketing person, event coordinator, someone at that level. And then you can go ahead and call them, and you can give them more of a direct phone call, right? So you can ask for a person instead of saying, hey, can I talk to someone who's in marketing? But you can have a name then, right? And then you have specific information for a show that they're going to. You can say, hey, I see that you're going to be at the, Medical Expo show in November. I wanted to let you know that, I can provide you with promotional products, any signage that you need. And it's just a slam dunk win. We've had a lot of clients use it, and it's been really great. And there's so many trade shows on there. I can't imagine any crossover happening with any clients, as many people has used it in the past. So a really great tool for you guys. And that's pretty much it. I am your main contact. I'm your national account manager here at Orbus. We do have a really great team of customer success reps that are also here to help you quote things out, place your orders. But I'm here to always talk ideas, talk big picture, give you good, better, best ideas and suggestions. And if you want to just chat about life, I'm here for you.
A couple of questions for you. Like, I guess the first one would be like, so how would you encourage from Orbis's perspective, distributors to start like working with like bringing these products up to their buyers? What is the way to get these in front of their buyers, or to have it get there in front of their buyers' mindsets for that? Do you guys?
I'll tell you, I think it really just starts off with conversation with your existing customer base, right? You don't have to go out and try to find these customers, although the trade show list is great and you can use it. But really what I did is you're talking to the people that you've already talked to, and you're asking the questions when they come to you. So one thing I did is if I got a request from, let's just say a realtor, and she said, hey, I need 1,000 pens. Great. I give her the pen quote. And then I said, is there anything else you need? I also do signage and displays and and I had like a quick little, 3 sentence something blurb that I would send out. And with like a little attachment, I made myself almost like a mood board, because I feel like people really like to just look at images instead of sending them links and things like that. And so I would just send like a little attachment. I said, see attached for everything I do. And I would just screenshot images from the Orbis website, from other companies, other suppliers that I wanted to like branch out more into, other types of products. And I would just send the customer like, hey, I just want to let you know this is also what I do. So just having it in your regular rotation of conversation when you're talking to your customers day to day. And we do have some unbranded marketing on our website. So all of the images, when you go to orbis.com, you can just right click and save those images. We have case studies on the website as well. And if you want, I can help direct you. If you guys want to email me later, hey, Cass, you said something about images or case studies, I'm happy to then just send that to you. But otherwise, feel free to click around on orbis.com. It's an amazing website. There's literally a tab that says resources. There's another tab that says marketing. There's just some really great tools for our distributor friends to use on there. And but otherwise, my top suggestion is just to be talking about it. Say, this is what I can do.
Are there specific items that you think that are like, what are people buying right now? Like what are the things that are really hitting right now versus things that are maybe getting pushed to the behind? Has the current market climate changed what buyers are looking at or what people are going towards?
I mean, folks, I definitely are more cost conscious, I would say a little bit, there's some people who, and I think it doesn't come from the distributor and it comes from the end user side where, the budget is a little lower than what they've seen maybe in years past. So, they're looking not necessarily for the least expensive item, but maybe just not the most expensive item, just that item that sits right in the middle. Banner stands, table throws have always been popular for us. Outdoor flags, tents, things like that. We punch hundreds out a day. But I will say what I personally have been advocating for, and when I've seen it done, it's very successful. And that's just, again, going into the retail, especially interior side. I have a couple of larger promotional products companies that I talk to regularly that have never touched custom, that have never touched interiors, but they just have said, hey, I think I can do that. One was an end user who was moving into a larger facility. And they said, oh yeah, we got a lot of work to do because it's a pretty drab building. And just hearing that buzz phrase, my customer said, oh, I can help you with that, And I, well, what does that mean? Well, I can do some fabric. And they just kind of went into a few things that they saw that I had talked about or was in a presentation, or they just said yes and then called me and they're like, Cassandra, my client wants to do this. Okay, I got the perfect thing, and I'm an idea person, so I'm happy to help you work through that. Just you have that arm's reach. You already have that connection with your customer, so it's really just about expanding on that, and I can help you with that end of things.
Right, right. So you're there as that resource to bounce ideas off of.
Yeah, so I'm kind of seeing that more and more. It's just your distributors kind of diving into what they haven't before, right?
Mhm,
Because
mhm.
things are kind of on I wouldn't say a downward trend, but things are pretty flat from what I've
Right.
seen just in industry news, and whether it's our competitors or distributors or some of my supplier friends, things are just kind of flat across the board. So this is a really great time to say, hey, I do more than just promotional products, hard goods, and apparel, but I can do signage and displays and interiors. My sales pitch, here's a free one for you. When I was a distributor, I said, if you need it for your business, I can get it for you. Done. Little words accomplishes a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll admit there were some things that came across my desk, and I was like, I don't think this is a great fit for a project
Yeah.
with me. But it was, I would say, maybe less than 5% of the time. Most things that came across my desk, I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. I know someone does it. Folks who are in the promotional part, all of you are in such an amazing sweet spot. I do miss being a distributor because it's an endless amount of things that you can offer your customers. You can really be turnkey, from pens and business cards to the inside of a retail space, from the inside of an office space, flooring, everything. You have arms reaches and so many suppliers that really can sell all that to you and at a discount. So it's I just think you're an amazing place. So branching out, I would say, and then just maybe being more cost conscious for your clients who are cost conscious.
I love that. For if it's for you, I can do it. If you need it, I can do it. Because at its heart, we're all basically hustlers trying to do whatever our buyers' needs are. Trying to
Right.
get them where they are. You mentioned one-offs a little bit ago. What are some common one-off orders that can help a distributor get buyers to realize how much more is on order for them, how much more they can offer?
I mean, samples, right? What do they say? Specs write checks. So go ahead and, we have a ton of like mini samples. There's a great sample of our Vector Frame Edge, which is that thin profile frame that you can mount to a wall. I was just at a customer yesterday who ordered one after I went in to visit them. And he said, this is perfect. And he wanted to actually cover up a section of his showroom with something very similar, but then you use it to showcase. So I realize not everyone has a showroom, but when you just have some mini samples that you can bring on a visit to your customer or in a meeting, that's the best way. And I'll always give you a discount. I mean, it's already discounted because it's a sample, but I'm happy to go further for you. Or if you feel like you need something to really lock down a client, there's no way that they're going to pay for it. Maybe you don't have a way to absorb costs. I'm always happy to work with you as well. If you need something like, hey, this is going to be a huge job, but I can't charge them. And okay, let's work out something maybe we can do. So I'm happy to do that. But yeah, just having, something in hand. What they say, when you have it in your hand, you're more than likely to sell it. It's like 80% increase that you're able to sell that thing that someone can touch and feel.
Oh, it's fantastic. And then, lastly, this is the first in our webinar series of for our strategic partners. Can you speak to some of the strategic benefits PromoEQP members are going to receive now from Orbus? That we're starting this rollout of this.
Yes, we're so excited about this. So one thing is I got sort of some inner workings of Orbus to kind of filter it all to me, right? So I would be your main point of contact. Yes, we do have a team, and that was typically how things were filtered out before, but I would really be now your main point of contact, which is really exciting. So we can talk projects. I might have a support staff helping me, but otherwise you always have me to help you, guide you through anything. And then, like I said, our spec samples, our showroom samples, or just anything that would be like a self-promotion, there was always a discount, but we actually give you now 25% EQP pricing on anything. And like I said, and I don't like put it out there in a formal document, but if you feel like, hey, Cassandra, I know this is going to be a big job, I can lock it in, can we do any better? I'm happy to always kind of work with you too, which is nice. So I have that liberty because you have that dedicated person. It's not just anyone, it's me. And I always want you to win that job. I've been on your side before, so I do know what it's like. So just kind of think of that as a benefit as well. And then we don't charge any setup fees, color matching fees. If you need us to rush a job, we can certainly do that. There are lots of other fees that come into play with maybe a large job that would be, maybe 1,000 banner stands that have to go to 1,000 locations, and they need labels and all this stuff. And there are fees included in that. But if, we need to bring it down because there's a budget, I'm happy to work with you. But otherwise, as a flat rate, 25% off EQP pricing for anything showroom or self-promo, no fees, just across the board. Everything's always full color with us too. That's a really great benefit that we've always had, but I don't know that we do a very good job at promoting it. And that's it. Like for our tents, we don't have a 1 color option or a 2 color option. It's always full color, and for the nice low price that you guys get. And there's no other options for that. So just always know when we're talking graphics, it's always full color or dye sub printing.
Okay. Excellent. I don't know if anybody on this has any questions. I can relay them out.
Canada. So I only have 3 or 4, but easy ones, I promise, and I'll be quick. Canada production. So that's basically DDP. I mean, like, there's no duties involved. It's
so he's asking, Canada production is DDP, no duties?
Correct. Yeah, because it's gonna print and ship out of Canada.
Oh, great.
And again, let me clarify, because I feel like there's been some, I don't know why that people think of this, but this is for if you're going to ship to Canada, right? Sure. So I just want to clarify, it's not going to be from Canada to the United States.
Of course.
Anytime you're across the border, there's going to be duties and taxes. But yeah, if you have a client in Canada, we can print and ship banner stands, table throws, all that good stuff from our Canada facility to your Canada customer, and there won't be any duty or taxes.
Gotcha. No, I asked because I only work with US based clients, but a lot of times I get requests, and I recently had one 2 months ago that was shipping to Canada for displays. Mexico, similar thing, but this is Canadian production, which definitely helps. But is the standard? I think you have 2 listings in Sage, but I mean, do we still send a PO like we normally do to the US? Orbus?
You're going to, just when you're ready, email me, and I will send you to the appropriate salesperson in our Canada facility. Yeah. Gotcha. I actually haven't talked to them specifically about your group. But I easily can. It's not a problem for them. So I'll just make sure to filter you to the right person, and then you'll send your order to them. Yeah. So any Canada orders would go to the Canada sales rep at the US orders, because we do operate separately as far as, financially and all that stuff, but our capabilities and products are all the same.
And that's huge, because a lot of suppliers say they ship to Canada. Anyone could ship anywhere in the world, that. But when it comes to commercial invoices and duties and surprise bills after delivery and all that stuff, it's another ball game. So that's nice to have in the back pocket. And then so I know you have promo handbook and exhibitor handbook. Is that available? I think you used to do it like as a rebrandable website. Is that an option, or
what label sites? Yeah, we did have that up. We put that on pause. I think there's our marketing team now that we have 4 other child brands that would open the door for a lot. So I think we kind of put that on pause. But there is still a way to add our promo site, where I've seen our clients where they just have like a trade show tab on their website. Yeah, and I send you it is under the marketing tab on our website, but there is an option to embed the website onto your website.
Oh, nice.
The negative is if your client clicks on what you make a trade show tab, it's going to open up a new window and then open up promohandbook.com. So your client would have to then navigate back to another window to get back to your website. So some people don't like that, and some people don't care. But I've seen that's still an option if you want to integrate the two.
Yeah, and I mean, it's fine because Promo Handbook is client friendly. It's client safe anyway. So it's not a big deal. All right, cool.
I was just saying, some people didn't like the 2 tabs, like navigates people away from the website. Yeah.
No, I hear you. All right, cool. Thanks so much. I'll shut up now.
Thank you.
All right.
Great presentation.
I think that's everything we've got at this point. Cassandra, fantastic presentation. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for being a strategic partner with PromoEQP and PromoEQP's growing family of distributors.
Absolutely.
Until next time, thank you again.
Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you for organizing, Ian.